While we were visiting New River Gorge National Park, we took a ride over to Beckley, West Virginia, and we did a coal mine tour. And it was very amazing and informative, and our guide was actually a former coal miner who had so much information. He was funny. It's definitely worth doing.
Certified person. Someone comes in early, checks for methane, carbon monoxide. We take a look at the roof and the rib to make sure everything's safe. They came out with what's called a carbide lamp. This is carbide, this is water. When you mix water with carbide, it forms like a settling gas. Anybody ever welded? Mm-hmm. Okay. You see that gas coming out of there?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Whoa. Wow.
that's cool.
All right, can you imagine working a 12-hour shift with a light like this? That's all they had. Each coal miner had to carry around a can of carbide with them. If they were lucky, this light might last about 4 hours. They'd have to relight it again. If they ran out of water, they had to use their spit to relight it. And like I said, if you happen to hit a pocket of methane, there's going to be a pop or an explosion.
Wow.
All right, guys, I want to show everyone how dark it is underground without any light. All right. Now, over the years, my light went out plenty of times. It's right there. Now, what is that?
The bird
Bird
cage.
cage.
What kind of bird?
Canary.
Canary.
Canary. No one's heard of West Virginia, but they've heard about canaries in the coal mine.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, this one's had its better days right here. Yeah, that one's had it there.
Oh yeah.
Did everybody carry a canary?
They had a canary in each area where he worked, and I'll show you their areas over here, the actual work area, actually. All right, guys, where did they buy the canary?
Company store.
Right. Where did they buy the material to build the cage?
Probably the company store.
They'd go to work and they'd set the canary right here, and they'd start picking and shoving. If that canary is chirping and singing something like, almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue, everything's fine. If it's laying flat on its back with its legs up in the air, it's only a matter of time before it's going to get you. These canaries saved a lot of coal miners' lives back then. Over there, they were picking the coal down. Now they're still using a pick, but they're not picking it down. Now they're laying on their side. And they're picking underneath, 3 feet in and all the way across. And that coal is hard too. Now that's called an undercut. Now this is their actual work area, by the way. Now what do you think they're going to do different right there? You see that old breast auger? What do you think they're going to do different? Very good. It's got to have a place to fall. After the undercut, they took that old breast auger. They drilled 3 holes. They reached in their pocket. They got out their little balls of black powder with their fuses, which they purchased at the
Company store.
They shoved the black powder in the holes. The fuse wires would be hanging down. Now, back in those days, they had to go look for dirt and mud. Anything they could find to shove in behind that powder, using a stick to make it real tight. That's called tamping it up. Now, why would they do that?
Compression.
Very good. If they didn't do it, the shot would blow through the hole and the coal wouldn't fall down. After that, there'd be a cable going around the corner with a battery on it. They'd wire it up and they'd scream real loud, just like they do today. Fire, fire, fire in the hole. That gives everybody a warning there's going to be a blast. They blast the coal down. The old mule shoves the car up there and the guy shovels all the coal up. The process starts all over again. Now that's rock right there. They would blast that rock down at night and get it out of the way if the animals didn't have enough room to work. They didn't care about the coal miner. If that animal didn't have enough height, they'd blast that rock down at night and get it out of the way. In other words, if the coal seam wasn't high enough, and you can see it's not high enough right there. Now, I happen to be a certified shot fireman. I've blown up a lot of stuff in 43 years, believe me. Now, I'm not a terrorist now, okay?
Okay.
But I've blown up like a roof over your heads for big equipment to go underground. I've put off as much as 300 shots at one time.
Nice.
We didn't have to go look for dirt and mud. We used these little sticks of clay. We called them clay dummies. You stick them in a hole and tamp it in. The reason we call them dummies, you got to be a dummy to go in that hole, knowing you're going to get blown up. Now that's called a punching machine. It says electric, but actually it was compressed air. It works like a jackhammer. The guy invented that. He thought he could do the undercut with it. It didn't work. It took 2 or 3 men to drag that heavy thing around. The wheels got stuck in the mud every 2 or 3 inches, so that's where they left it. They're called gathering arms. And what it does, it pulls the coal right into here. Now, who could tell me what's underneath the coal right there?
Conveyor belt.
Well, a chain.
Chain.
A belt would break. They turn the conveyor chain on, load that car up in about... Today's machines cut the coal and load it all up at the same time. What I'm showing you guys is nowhere near what modern coal mining is today. Now that's called a scoop. The guy built that in his garage. He never got a patent on it. Coal companies copied his idea and made millions. Today's scoops are twice as wide, and some of those are remote control. That's a scoop bucket. It'd go up and down. You could push coal, clean the roadways. You could pull stuff with it. If you needed supplies, you tell the scoop man. We call it a cutting machine. It looks like a chainsaw turned over on its side. They turn it on, they can do that undercut real quick. That old breast auger, now they got a hydraulic drill. Very heavy, but it'll drill a hole a lot quicker on one of these. He had a big cigarette sticking out of his mouth. There wasn't any rules or laws back then. If you went in and got out good, if you didn't, they didn't really care. 1970, he was riding around on it. Now, they were obsolete in 1970, but he liked it so well, he kept using it. Now, how does it work? Now, guys, y'all are witnessing one of the last times I demonstrate this. I worked underground over 43 years. I do have black lung, but I hadn't had a knee replacement yet, but I'm due for one, okay? So how does it work? You just put it right here. If you want to go somewhere, you put your knee right here and start pushing. That was their modern way of transportation. If you happen to go downhill, you could drift a little bit. All right, guys. I want everybody to feel safe right here. Over your heads is 125 feet of mountain. If I drill a hole right here, we go up 125 feet, we'd be outside. Those things over your heads are called roof bolts. Those roof bolts is what's keeping the rock from falling on your heads. Now, I've put up thousands of roof bolts in my life. Not with this machine. This machine is really old. That's about 1930 model. Never used here. Only one man could operate that machine back then. Today's machines are 4 times as wide, and you got a guy on both sides of the machine drilling the holes to install the roof bolts. But the idea is the same. You have to have a drill steel with a sharp bit on it. It would fit right there. That's called a drill head. He'd raise it up with the hydraulics. There's another lever he'd use to let it cut. Now this is rock above you, and that's coal there in the middle, and that's more rock down here. This is what it looks like when you're drilling a hole to install those roof bolts. Tell me something. Where's all the rock dust going?
Right in your
Down
face.
your face.
Yeah, and up your nose, down your throat, and your lungs. That's why we all got black lungs. Today's machines have blower motors on them. When you're drilling, those motors are sucking that rock dust through here into a hose into the machine. All you have to do is empty out the dust boxes, but it's still a dirty, dangerous, and most important job in the mines. This is what's over your heads right here. That's a 4-foot rosin glue bolt. They make them shorter, they make them longer. It's according to how bad the roof is. This is what they mostly use today. After you drill the hole, you got to get a stick of this glue right here. Stick the glue up in the hole with a bolt like that. Don't let the machine push it all the way up. The bolt would fit over there in the drill head. Let the machine push it up to about here, and let the machine spin it for about 5 seconds. Now, what happens to that tube of glue?
It's hot.
It gets hot, it breaks open, it flows down this bolt, it goes up into those cracks and connects all that loose rock together. You only have to spin it for about 5 seconds. Now, they asked me to train these young guys how to put up a roof bolt right before I retired, about 10 years ago. They come to work, they're mad at their girlfriend before they ever get here. Now, you only have to spin it for about 5 seconds. They're spinning away complaining. She broke up with me last night. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have nothing in my lunch. They spin it too long, the glue gets hard and sets up. You can't push the bolt up in the hole. You got this thing hanging down. You know what we call these?
Head knockers.
Helicopters. You got to tell everybody, watch your head. There's some helicopters over here. I've hit my head on them. It'll knock your cap off. It'll cut you. You have to bring somebody in with the torch to cut them out. Now, coal miners has got a nickname for everything. What do you think the call is? Now, don't say dinner plate. Now, nobody wants to eat it. I hear that a lot. Nobody wants to eat off of that. Now, what do you think? Now, you see those little square plates, how rusty and old they are?
Yeah.
See the newer ones? During COVID, they came in here and they put up a lot of new roof bolts everywhere to make it safer. We call this a pizza pan. Drill your hole, drop your pan down. This is what it sounds like when you're done. And it's there to stay. Now,
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure as we go and explore all there is to see at Gettysburg.